Welcome back to DPSN. I'm Dylan Oliver, and today I'm predicting the record for each NFC North team for this upcoming NFL season. Let's start it off with the Detroit Lions. There's not much to say about this team. They weren't good last year, they're never really good, and they got even worse in this offseason with losing Matthew Stafford and replacing him with Jared Goff. Sure, that O-lineman they got in the draft this year, he's going to be great, but one offensive lineman won't help this team be better this season with the departure of Kenny Golladay and Matthew Stafford. I don't want to spend too much time talking about this team, so let's just get into it with my predictions for them. I definitely do not have them winning many games. I have them losing to the 49ers, Packers, and Ravens to start their season 0-3 before picking up a win over the Bears in Week 4. After that, I have them losing again, but then winning a close game over the Bengals in a game in Detroit. And I truly believe that's about all this team can do this year wins-wise. I have the Lions losing the remaining 11 games of their season, finishing 2-15, looking pretty good for the number 1 overall pick in the draft this year. Well, now that we got the Lions out of the way, let's talk about a team that I think will be much improved this season and will be able to get a lot more wins than just 2. Let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings. I still don't love Kirk Cousins being the QB, but the talent surrounding him is what I love. And the return of Anthony Barr and the addition of Patrick Peterson makes this team much improved compared to last year in my opinion. I have them starting off the season with back-to-back road wins over the Bengals and Cardinals. Then, playing in their home opener, I have them winning that game as well against the Seahawks. The Vikings' first loss will come Week 4 versus the Cleveland Browns. After that loss though, the Vikings will have a nice little 2-week stretch of wins before having a bye week, and then coming out of them beating the Cowboys to get their record to 1-6. A road trip to Baltimore will get them back a bit as they will lose this game. But they will bounce back against the Chargers before going and playing a division rival in the Green Bay Packers. In Minnesota, the Vikings will be able to beat the Green Bay Packers before losing to the 49ers the following week. Dalvin Cook and his Vikings will go on a nice little 3-game winning streak though over weeks 13, 14, and 15 to push their record to 11-3, looking like a top team in the NFC. Their next 2 games are very tough games in my opinion, versus the Rams team that I expect to be great this year, and a road game against a great team in the Green Bay Packers. I have the Vikings losing both of these games before beating the Bears again Week 18 to finish their season off at 12-5 and locking up a playoff spot. Since we just mentioned the Bears, let's now talk about them. The Bears somehow snuck into the playoffs last year, but I don't believe they are a good team. And I know that their playoff spot was a fluke last season. Last year they got lucky and had some crazy wins in close games, but I don't think they get that this year. I have them losing, and quite a lot actually. After drafting Justin Fields, they have a very bright future, but I don't think Fields is starting day 1 as quarterback, and if he does, I still think he will need a season or 2 before he makes this Bears team a winning team. They'll start the season 1-3 with their only win coming over the Bengals. Then, after a win in Vegas, they have a rough 5-game stretch, and I don't see them winning any of those games. I think Justin Fields will become a starter within one of those games, but they still won't win. The only game I could see them winning is against the Steelers, but even that is unlikely in my eyes. Anyway, after that 5-game losing streak, they'll get their revenge versus the Lions before getting an upset win versus the Arizona Cardinals. Then, to end the season, 4 out of their 5 games are against really good teams, and the other game is against a somewhat decent team. The only game I could see them having a chance in is the Giants game, but I still have them losing that one to end the year on another 5-game losing streak and finish the season 4-13. Finally, it is time to predict the division winners of last year, that being my Green Bay Packers. Oh boy, who knows what's going on with the Packers going into this season? I'll be predicting the Packers record, assuming Rodgers will be the starting quarterback as of week 1. So, for as of now, the Packers are basically the exact same team as last year that went 13-3, minus Corey Lindsey, but had some additions through the draft. The Packers will start the season off by beating the Saints in New Orleans, just like how they beat the Saints in New Orleans last year. Packers will then go beat the Lions in their home opener before losing to the San Francisco 49ers. If this 49ers team is healthy, I believe they have the Packers number. Packers will bounce back in a home win over the Steelers the following week, before going on a stretch of 4 games that should be very winnable for this Packers team. I have Green Bay winning all 4 games, pushing their record to 7-1 before a clash of the Titans between Aaron Rodgers' Packers and Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs, aka the State Farm Bowl. In Kansas City, with that explosive offense, I have the Chiefs winning it. Next up, the Packers get the Seahawks in Green Bay. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's sort of a trend in this Packers-Seahawks rivalry. Whichever team is the home team usually ends up winning. So for that reason, I have the Packers winning this, preventing a 3-game losing streak, because the following week the Packers will fall to the Vikings. To end a very tough 4-game stretch for the Packers, they play the LA Rams in Green Bay. Like I've said before, I truly believe the Rams are going to be great with Matthew Stafford this year. But I still think in Green Bay, the Packers will be able to beat the Rams before going into their bye week with a record of 9-3. Coming out of the bye, they get a home game versus the Bears in a game they will win, and then a tough game at the Ravens. This will be a close one, but in the end, the Packers will pull this one out. But the following week, they will get their first and only home loss of the season to the Browns. To end the season, they will pick up back-to-back divisional wins, finishing the season 13-4 in winning the NFC North once again. Once again, this is if Aaron Rodgers is the starting QB in Green Bay week 1. If he's not, well, then their record will look something like this. That's it for this one. Thank you for watching. I'll be back with the NFC West record predictions in the next one. Once again, I'm Dylan Oliver, and I will see you next time.